Imagine for a moment that your entire life, everything you have ever known, is but a dream within the vast imagination of God. You believe you are bound by circumstances confined by time, limited by the things you see. But what if I told you that you are far greater than you think? What if the very struggles you face are not obstacles, but whispers nudging you towards something beyond comprehension? There is a force moving through all things, shaping destinies, breaking chains, lifting veils. It is not the hand of chance or the cold laws of nature, but the divine orchestration of a power so immense, so precise, that if you could see its full scope, it would leave you breathless. You may think you are waiting on miracles, but the truth is miracles are waiting on you. You stand at the edge of a revelation, one that will shatter the illusion of limitation and awaken you to a reality far greater than the one you now know. This is not a message of hope alone. It is a call to remembrance, a call to awaken to the truth of who you are and the boundless plan set in motion for you before time began. You've been told that life is a series of random events, that you must struggle and strive, that destiny is out of your hands. But what if I told you that everything in your life, every joy, every trial, every unexpected twist, is part of a plan so vast, so intricate, that your mind could scarcely contain it? You are never meant to wander aimlessly, to live in fear, to question your worth. The world may have convinced you that you are small, but God's plan is not concerned with how things appear. It is not limited by what you see, nor by what others believe about you. It is infinite, unshakable, a divine force moving beneath the surface of all things. And whether you recognize it or not, it is working for you. The road ahead may seem uncertain, the circumstances before you may appear impossible, but do not be deceived by appearances. Do not let what you see with your natural eyes determine what you believe is possible. The unseen world is more real than the one you touch, and it is from that unseen world that all things are born. There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart. The doors that once stood open slam shut. The path you thought would lead you to joy turns to dust beneath your feet. And in that moment, when all seems lost, you may wonder, where is God in this? Has He abandoned me? Has He forgotten the promises spoken over my life? But I tell you this, what do you see as an ending is merely the shifting of the heavens, the rearranging of time itself to make way for something greater. Then you are there to imagine. There is no mistake, no failure, no setback that can hinder what has already been ordained for you. What seems like a delay is not a delay at all. It is a preparation. It is the unfolding of divine intention in a way that your limited mind cannot yet perceive. What you call waiting is in truth a sacred becoming, a transformation that will reveal in due time that everything was always happening for you, never against you. You have been placed in this world not to be a spectator, not to be a victim of chance, but to awaken to the truth that all things are possible. The moment you dare to believe, the moment you cast aside doubt and step into the knowing that you are an instrument of something far greater, everything begins. Doors open, paths clear. People are drawn into your life as if by magic, but this is not magic. It is law. It is the law of faith, the law of creation, the law that governs all things. Look back on your life. Reflect on the moments when you thought you had reached the end, only to find that something greater was waiting just beyond the horizon. You have been guided all along, even when you did not see it, even when you doubted. There was never a moment when you were alone, never a time when divine hands were not shaping your destiny. Do you feel the pull in your spirit, that gentle, urging, that quiet voice whispering that something more is coming? That is the call to step into the fullness of your purpose, to stop settling for the life the world tells you is possible, and to step into the life that has already been written for you. But know this, God's plan is not small. It is not ordinary. It does not conform to human expectation. It does not fit neatly within the limitations of logic. It is bigger than you think, bigger than you have imagined, bigger than anything you have yet dared to dream. And because it is so big, the road to it may not look the way you expected. There will be moments when everything seems to fall away, when the familiar is stripped from your hands. When you are left standing in the unknown, do not fear these moments. They are not punishment. They are not rejection. They are refinements. They are preparation when everything is being taken away. It is because you are being positioned for something greater. When one door closes, it is because 1,000 others are being prepared to open. You were never meant for an ordinary existence. You were never meant to live beneath your potential, to shrink in the face of adversity, to allow the voices of doubt to dictate your path. The power that formed the stars, that breathed galaxies into existence resides within you. You are not separate from it. You are not apart from it. You are an expression of it. If only you could see yourself as you truly are, if only you could see the greatness that has been woven into your being, you would never again doubt. You would never again settle. You would walk forward with the certainty that nothing can stand in your way, that every challenge is merely a step toward the greater unfolding of your destiny. Yeah, God's plan for you is not small because you were never meant to live a small life. You were meant to expand, to rise, to step into places you never thought possible. But you must let go of the old. You must release the fear, the doubt, the belief that you are unworthy or incapable. Those are illusions, shadows cast by the mind. The truth is far greater. And so the time has come. The moment is now. No more waiting. No more hesitating. No more wondering if you are ready. You are ready. You always have been. Step forward. Believe and watch as the impossible becomes your reality. You have been conditioned to believe in limitations, to accept a reality bound by the laws of the natural world. But what if I told you that the laws of the unseen are far greater, far more powerful, and that they are already working in your favor? What if I told you that the very thing you call reality is nothing more than a reflection of the deeper, unseen world that exists within? Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, every vision you dare to see within your mind, it is all creating, shaping, molding the world around you. You are not here to react to life. You are here to command it. You are not here to be at the mercy of circumstance. You are here to shape circumstance according to the divine blueprint already written for you. But herein lies the challenge. The mind has been trained to see obstacles instead of opportunities. Fear instead of faith, impossibilities instead of promises. The moment something does not go as planned, doubt creeps in. The moment a door closes, fear takes over. But listen to me now. There is no such thing as failure in the divine plan. There is no such thing as a setback in the eyes of the infinite. What you see as a delay is in reality a redirection. What you see as loss is often a divine exchange. Removing what no longer serves you to make way for what is meant for you. And yet so often, instead of trusting, you resist. Instead of believing, you retreat. But if only you knew, if only you could glimpse what is waiting on the other side of your surrender, you would never again doubt. God's plan is far bigger than you think, and because it is so big, it may not unfold the way you expect it. You may have thought the path would be straight, but instead it twists and turns, leading you through unfamiliar territory. You may have thought the journey would be easy, but instead you find yourself walking through valleys of uncertainty. Yet even in those valleys, the hand of the divine is guiding you, shaping you. There's nothing wasted in the divine. Every moment of waiting, every season of struggle, every unanswered question, it all serves a purpose. You may not see it now, but in time you will look back and realize that even the detours were part of the plan. Even the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the closed doors, they were necessary, for they led you exactly where you needed to be. Look at the seed that is buried in the ground. To the untrained eye, it appears lifeless, as though nothing is happening. But beneath the soil, something extraordinary is taking place. Roots are forming, strength is being built, transformation is unfolding. And then in the appointed time, what was hidden breaks through the surface. It was never dead. It was becoming. And so it is with you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are being shaped, being strengthened, being positioned for something greater than you have yet to comprehend. Do not mistake the hidden season for the end of the story. Do not mistake the waiting for abandonment. What you call stillness is, in truth, the greatest movement of all, for it is in the unseen, in the quiet, in the moments when nothing seems to be happening, that the most profound transformations take place. There will come a moment when everything changes, when the thing you have been waiting for suddenly appears, when the doors that were once closed are thrown open, when the weight you have carried is lifted, and in that moment you will understand. You will see why every delay, every trial, every moment of uncertainty was necessary. But hear me now. You do not have to wait for that moment to believe. You do not have to see it to know it is already done. The moment you decide to trust, to believe without wavering, to walk forward as though the promise is already being fulfilled. That is the moment the shift begins. That is the moment heaven moves on your behalf. Faith is not about seeing and then believing. Faith is believing so completely that the unseen world has no choice but to manifest in the visible. When you walk in this knowing, when you refuse to be moved by what your eyes see and instead hold firm to what you know within, you become unstoppable. The world may say no, but the divine plan says yes. Circumstances may say impossible, but the eternal truth says it is already done. Do not limit God's plan by the limitations of your own mind. You may think you know how things should unfold, but your vision is small compared to the vastness of divine intention. Let go of your attachment to how it should happen and trust that it is happening in the way that is best for you. What is coming will shock you, not because it is impossible, but because it will be far greater, far more beautiful, far more extraordinary than you could imagine. The time for doubt is over. The time for hesitation has passed. Now is the moment to step fully into the truth of who you are, to align yourself with the divine plan, to stand firm in the knowing that what is meant for you is already making its way into your life. No force in this world can stop it. No circumstance can alter it. No fear can delay it. That is a shift taking place. You feel it. You sense it. You know that something is moving. Something is changing. Something is unfolding. That is the call. That is the invitation to step beyond what is familiar, to release the old and embrace the new, to trust that the hands that created the universe are holding your life in perfect order. Do not look back. Do not question the path that brought you here. Everything you have walked through, every battle you have fought, every tear you have cried, it has all led to this moment, the moment when you finally understand that you were never waiting on God. God has been waiting on you, waiting for you to believe, waiting for you to step forward, waiting for you to claim what has always been yours. And so I ask you now, will you believe before you see? When you trust before the doors open, will you walk forward in faith, knowing that what is coming will not only meet your expectations, but exceed them beyond anything you could have ever imagined? What is coming will shock you, not because it is impossible, but because it is inevitable. It has always been written. It has always been yours. The only question that remains is this: will you finally step? Do it. You do not yet realize the magnitude of what has been set in motion for you. You stand at the edge of something so vast, so extraordinary, that if you could glimpse even a fraction of it, every doubt, every fear, every hesitation would vanish in an instant. But the plan is not meant to be seen all at once. It is revealed in steps and whispers, in moments of divine alignment. And it is in those moments that you must decide. Will you trust the process even when you do not understand it? Too many live their lives waiting for proof before they believe they want the evidence, before they take the first step. But this is not how the divine operates. What is written for you is not bound by the logic of this world. It is not subject to human reasoning, nor is it limited by time. What has been promised exists already. It is simply waiting for you to align with it. You ask, when will it happen? When will I see it? But that is not the question. The real question is, do you believe it is already done? Because the moment you truly believe, the moment you know beyond all doubt that what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. That is the moment everything shifts. You've been walking through doors you thought were leading you somewhere, only to find them closing in your face. You've been holding on to things that were never meant for you. Relationships, jobs, opportunities, identities that no longer fit who you are becoming. And you have asked, why is this happening? But what you see as rejection is in truth divine protection. What you see as loss is preparation for something far greater. You were never meant to remain in places that no longer serve you. You were never meant to cling to the familiar out of fear of the unknown. The life you desire, the future that is waiting for you, requires you to let go of everything that is keeping you tied to an old version of yourself. You cannot step into what is coming while holding on to what is meant to be left behind. But here is the truth. God does not take things from you without the intention of giving you something greater. When something is removed, it is only to make space for something far beyond your understanding. When a door closes, it is only because a better one is about to open. If you could see what is being prepared for you, you would never again question why something had to leave. You would never again resist the shifts that are taking place in your life. You have prayed for change. You have asked for more. You have sought a greater purpose. And now the very things you have prayed for are being set into motion. But the manifestation of these prayers does not always come in the way you expect. Sometimes, before things can come together, they must first fall apart. Sometimes before you can step into the promise, you must first be stripped of everything that is not aligned with. With it, do not fight the transformation that is happening. Do not resist the process. It may not look the way you thought it would, but trust that it is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. There are moments in life when you must walk by faith alone, when you must move forward, even when the path is unclear. This is one of those moments. The plan is unfolding even now. The pieces are coming together, even now. You may not see it. You may not feel it, but that does not mean it is not happening. Just as the seed grows beneath the soil before it ever breaks the surface, so too is your destiny unfolding in the unseen before. It manifests in the visible. There will come a time when you look back on this season and realize that everything, every delay, every detour, every moment of uncertainty was necessary, that every struggle was shaping you. Every closed door was redirecting you, every unanswered was making room for something far greater than you had envisioned. You will understand why certain things had to end, why certain people had to leave, why certain opportunities had to pass you by. But until that time comes, you must hold on to the truth that what is coming is far greater than anything you are leaving behind. The mind will try to convince you that you are losing, but in truth you are being positioned for something that will leave you in awe. The enemy of progress is doubt, and doubt arises when you focus on what is happening instead of what has already been. Written, you do not need to know. The how, you do not need to know. The when, you only need to know that it is already done. The universe is not waiting on circumstances to align. It is waiting on you to believe. It is waiting on you to stop questioning, to stop hesitating, to stop looking at what is in front of you and start trusting what has already been declared over your life. When you step into this truth, when you move in faith instead of fear, you become unstoppable. The world cannot shake you. Circumstances cannot deter you. You will walk through every storm with the confidence that nothing can stand in the way of what has been divinely ordained for you. So let go of the need to control, release the need to understand every detail. Stop trying to force doors open that are meant to remain closed. Your only task is to trust, to believe, to align your thoughts and actions with the truth that what is coming will not just meet your expectations, but exceed them in ways you never imagined. There is a divine order to all things. What is meant for, you cannot be rushed, nor can it be delayed. It will arrive at the perfect time in the perfect way, and when it does, you will stand in awe. Now, every moment, every challenge, every disappointment, every tear was necessary to bring you to the place you were always meant to be. But you do not need to wait until then to feel the joy, the peace, the certainty. You can step into it now. You can claim it. Now you can walk forward now knowing that the path is already laid before you. The journey may not look the way you thought it would, but the destination is certain, the promise is real. The plan is unfolding. What is coming will shock you, not because it is impossible, but because it is inevitable. It has already been written. It has already been prepared. The only thing that remains is for you to step forward and receive it. There is a shift happening even now, a divine movement rearranging things on your behalf. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it yet. But it is happening just as the ocean tides are moved by forces unseen. So too is your life being guided by a hand far greater than your own. And what is coming will not just surprise you, it will redefine everything you thought was possible. You have been walking through seasons of wading through moments where nothing seemed to make sense. You have questioned. You have wondered. You have asked, why is this happening? But if you knew the answer, if you could see the full picture, you would understand that nothing was wasted, nothing was in vain. Every moment has been building towards something greater, something far beyond your understanding. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of abandonment. It is a sign of transformation. The tension, the uncertainty, the moments when you feel stretched beyond your limit, these are not punishments, they are preparations. Just as a caterpillar must be enclosed in darkness before it emerges with wings, so too must you go through moments of uncertainty before stepping into the fullness of your destiny. You were not created for mediocrity. You were not meant to live a small life confined by fear and hesitation. You were meant for greatness, but for expansion, for impact. But to step into that, you must first release everything that is not in alignment with where you are going. The things, the people, the habits, the thoughts that once served you may no longer fit the person you are becoming. Let them go. Do not mourn what is leading. Do not cling to what was the past served its purpose. It was a chapter, not the whole story. And what is coming will not only replace what was lost, but it will surpass it in ways you never expected. The plan for your life is not fragile. It is not dependent on perfect conditions. It is not at the mercy of other people's opinions or actions. No one can take from you what has been divinely appointed to you. No mistake you have made can cancel what has already been written. No delay, no detour, no failure can alter what is destined to unfold. None. You may think you have lost time. You may feel that you have wasted years. But listen to me. Nothing is lost in the hands of the divine. Time bends in the presence of purpose. What you thought would take years will happen in moments. What seemed impossible will come with ease. And when it does, you will wonder why you ever doubted in the first place. But before that moment comes, you must believe without seeing. You must trust without proof. That is the test. That is the moment where faith is required. It is easy to believe once the doors open, once the opportunities arrive, once everything is laid before you. But the real power, the real transformation happens when you believe while you are still in the dark, when you trust before there is evidence, when you walk forward even when the path is not yet visible. The greatest moments in life do not come with warnings. They do not announce themselves. They arrive suddenly, like a whisper in the wind, like a shift in the atmosphere. And in that moment, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I was being prepared for, but you do not have to wait until that moment to live with the confidence that it is already done. You can walk in that assurance now. You can move as though it has already happened, because in the divine realm it already has. The only thing that remains is for you to align yourself with it, to step into the frequency of faith so that what is written in the unseen can manifest in the seen. Do not allow the illusions of this world to convince you that you are alone. Do not let the temporary struggles convince you that you are forsaken. You are being guided, led, and if you could see from a higher perspective, if you could glimpse the fullness of what is unfolding, you would never again doubt. There is more for you, more than what you have settled for, more than what you have imagined, more than what the world has told you is possible. And the moment you decide to believe in the unseen more than the moment you trust in what is already yours, the floodgates will open. But you must be ready. You must be willing to release everything that is no longer serving your highest good. You must be prepared to step into the unknown, with the confidence that what is waiting for you is greater than anything you are leaving behind. This is not a time for hesitation. This is not a time to look back. This is a time to step forward with unwavering faith, knowing that what is coming is not just what you asked for. It is more. It is greater. It is beyond, and when it arrives, you will look back on this moment and realize that it was always meant to be. You were never lost. You were never forgotten. Every step, even the ones that felt like detours, even the ones that felt like failures, were leading you here. And now the time has come. The shift is happening. The doors are opening, and nothing can stop what is already in motion. You may not understand the magnitude of what is happening in your life right now. You may not see how every event, every shift, every closed door, and every unexpected detour is leading you exactly where you need to be. But trust this. Nothing is out of alignment. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is happening outside the divine plan that has already been. You may be questioning, wondering if things are ever going to change, if the path before you will ever become clear. But what if I told you that the clarity you seek is already within you? What if I told you that the very power you think you are waiting has been waiting on you? There is nothing outside of you that you need. You already possess everything necessary to step into the life you were destined to live. Too often, we seek confirmation from the world. We wait for signs, for proof, for validation that we are on the right path. But faith does not wait for evidence. Faith moves before the proof appears. Faith acts as though the promise has already been fulfilled. And it is that faith that shifts the course of destiny, that accelerates divine timing, that unlocks the doors you thought would never open. But there is a process to this journey. You cannot skip the steps. You cannot rush what is meant to unfold in its appointed time. A foundation must be built before the structure can rise. And that is what has been happening in your life. You have been in the preparation phase, the strengthening, the refining, the molding into the person you need to become. In order to receive what is already waiting for you, if you were given everything you desired too soon, You would not be able to sustain it if the doors opened before you were ready. You would not be able to walk through them with the wisdom and strength required. Remain there. What you call waiting is not delayed. It is divine alignment. It is the perfect orchestration of events so that when your moment arrives, you are prepared to step into it fully. There are moments when you will feel tested, moments when you will be stretched beyond what you thought you could endure. And in those moments, it may seem as if nothing is working, as if the promise has been forgotten, as if the plan has been abandoned. But the truth is, those are the moments when the most work is being done. The most profound transformations happen in the unseen, beneath the surface, in the silent spaces where faith is tested and strengthened. You may feel like you are walking through fire, but that fire is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to refine you, to burn away everything that is not in alignment with where you are going. It is meant to prepare you for the magnitude of what is ahead. Do not resist the process. Do not shrink in fear. Walk through it with the knowing that you are being made into something greater than you can yet comprehend. The breaking, the stretching, the discomfort. It is all part of the journey. It is all leading to the moment when everything changes, because that moment is coming. The shift is not a question of if, but when, and when it arrives, you will understand why you had to go through everything you did. You will see how the pieces fit together, how the delays were not denials, how the rejections were actually redirections. But even now, before that moment arrives, you have a choice. You can choose to walk in doubt, to question the plan, to live in fear, or you can choose to trust fully, to step into the certainty that what has been promised is already yours in that choice. That decision is what determines how quickly the doors will open, how swiftly the blessings will unfold. The universe does not operate on hesitation. It does not respond to doubt. It moves in accordance with faith, with certainty, with the unwavering belief that what is meant for you is already on its way. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for something outside of you to give you permission to move forward. Everything you need has already been placed within you. The path is already set. The timing is already ordained. All you must do is step forward. Even if you do not see the whole road ahead, even if the way is unclear, move anyway. The doors will open as you walk. The clarity will come as you trust. The breakthroughs will manifest as you align yourself fully with the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, that nothing is out of place, that everything is happening exactly as it should. This is your time. This is your moment. What is coming is far greater than you have imagined. And when it arrives, you will look back and realize that it was never a matter of chance, but a matter of divine intention. It was always meant to be. And now the only thing that remains is for you to step into it. And so here you stand on the threshold of something greater than you have ever known. The waiting, the refining, the stretching, it has all led to this moment. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And everything you have walked through has been preparing you for what is coming. No more hesitation, no more questioning, no more waiting for signs. The signs have always been there, written in the quiet urgings of your soul, in the unshakable knowing that there is more for you, and now the time has come to step fully into that, knowing to walk forward with unwavering faith, to trust that what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. You were never waiting on God. God was waiting on you, waiting for you to believe, to rise, to claim the life that has always been yours. The shift is already in motion. The doors are already opening. What is coming will not just meet your expectations. It will exceed them in ways you never imagined. Step forward, trust, and watch as the impossible becomes your reality. My friends, today I want to talk to you about a moment in your life when God is getting ready to do something big, something extraordinary, something that will change your path forever. It is a time of preparation, a time of refining, a time when the hand of the Almighty is moving in ways that you may not fully understand. But if you open your heart, if you listen with the ears of faith, you will begin to see the signs. God never moves in silence. He always leaves a trail of His presence. A whisper in the wind, a stirring in your soul, a shift in the atmosphere around you. And when He is about to bless you beyond what you can imagine, He will show you these signs. One of the first things you will notice is a period of discomfort. You see, God does not bring His greatest blessings into your life while you remain in the same place, thinking the same way, doing the same things. No. He begins by stirring your spirit, by making you restless, By allowing situations to arise that push you out of your comfort zone, you may find that things you once relied on begin to fall apart. Friendships that seemed unbreakable begin to fade. Opportunities that you thought were yours slip through your fingers. You may feel like everything is shaking around you, and in that moment the enemy will try to whisper lies into your heart, telling you that God has forgotten you. But listen to me today. Today he has not forgotten you. He is preparing you. He is making room in your life for something greater. He is removing what is temporary so that he can give you what is eternal. Do not fight the discomfort. Embrace it, because that is the first sign that God is about to do something big. Another sign is that you will experience unusual resistance when God is about to open a great door in your life. The enemy will do everything in his power to stop you from walking through it. Suddenly, you will find battles where there were none before. You will experience delays, disappointments, and distractions. People may turn against you for no reason. Situations may arise that test your faith like never before. But hear me today. Do not be discouraged. The level of attack you are facing is a clue to the size of the blessing that is on the way. The devil does not fight what is not a threat. The enemy is not after where you are. He is after where you are going, and if the battle is intense, it means the breakthrough is near. Stand firm. Keep praying, keep believing, because the storm will not last forever. And on the other side of it, you will step into the promise God has prepared for you. Then there will be a period of silence. Oh, how difficult it is to go through the silence of God. You have prayed, but there is no answer. You have sought, but the door remains closed. You have knocked, but nothing seems to move. It is in this silence that many people lose hope, that they turn away, that they begin to doubt. But let me tell you something. God's silence is not his absence. His delay is not his denial. When God is silent, he is working. When he is silent, he is testing your faith, refining your character, preparing you for what is coming. Some of the greatest miracles in history came after a period of divine silence when Jesus was crucified and buried. Heaven was silent for 3 days, but on the third day the grave could not hold him. The silence was just the setup for the greatest victory the world had ever seen. If God is silent in your life right now, do not be discouraged. He is setting you up for something that will leave you in awe. Another sign that God is about to bless you in a big way is that he will call you to let go of something. It may be a relationship, a job, a habit, or even a dream that you have been holding on to for years. And this is one of the hardest things to do because we naturally cling to what is familiar, to what feels safe. But God will not bless you with something new while your hands are still full of the old. Sometimes he will ask you to walk away from a place where you feel comfortable, just like he called Abraham to leave his homeland and step into the unknown. Sometimes he will ask you to release something you love, just like he asked Abraham to lay his son, Isaac, on the altar. But hear me today, when God asks you to let go, it is only because he has something greater in store. He is not taking from you. He is making room to give you more than you ever imagined. And then, my friends, there will come a deep sense of expectancy in your spirit. It is a feeling that something is about to shift. Even if you cannot explain, it is unknowing deep within you that God is up to something. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it. Doors that once seemed impossible suddenly began to crack open. Opportunities come your way that you did not seek. Favor follows you where you go. People start speaking things into your life that confirm what God has already whispered to your heart. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are standing on the edge of something miraculous. And so, my brothers and sisters, if you are seeing these signs in your life today, do not be afraid. Do not resist. Do not doubt. God is getting ready to do something big. The trials, the battles, the silence, the letting go, the expectancy, all of it is leading you to a moment of breakthrough that will change everything. Hold on to your faith. Keep your eyes on him, because when God moves, he moves suddenly. When he blesses abundantly. And when he opens a door, no man can shut it. Get ready, because something big is coming. And when it comes, you will look back and know that every test, every tear, every struggle was worth it, because you will see that God was working all along, preparing you for the blessing that was always meant to be yours. My friends, when God is about to bless you in a way you never expected, he will not only prepare the blessing, but he will also prepare you so often. We want the promise, but we don't want the process. We want the victory, but we don't want the battle. We want the crown, but we don't want the cross. But hear me today. Every great move of God in your life comes with process of refinement, and that process is not always easy, but it is always necessary. God will often take you through a season of isolation before He blesses you. Look at the great men and women of the Bible. Before their greatest victories, they went through seasons of being set apart. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading Israel out of Egypt. David was anointed king, but spent years in hiding before he sat on the throne. Even Jesus, before He began His ministry, spent 40 days in the wilderness. Why? Because there are things God can only do in you when you are alone with Him. There are lessons you can only learn in the quiet place. There is a depth of faith that can only be developed when everything else is stripped away. If you are feeling isolated, if you are feeling like God has pulled you away from the crowd, do not be discouraged. He is not punishing you. He is preparing you for the next level, for the next chapter. For the next blessing, another sign that God is about to do something big in your life is that He will increase your spiritual hunger. You will begin to feel a deep longing for His presence like never before. Things that once satisfied you will no longer fulfill you. The conversations that once entertained you will no longer interest you. The distractions that once kept you occupied will start to feel empty. You will find yourself craving the Word of God, desiring more time in prayer, longing for His voice. This is not a coincidence. This is a sign that God is drawing you closer because He is about to do something new in your life. When you feel this hunger, do not ignore it. Feed it. Seek Him like never before, because those who hunger and thirst for righteousness will be filled at the same time. God will begin to shift the people in your life. Some relationships will naturally fall away. Some connections that once seemed strong, weakened. This is not rejection. This is redirection. God is removing people from your life who cannot go where He is taking you. Not everyone is meant to be part of your next season. Some people are only assigned to certain chapters of your journey, and when that chapter ends, their role in your story ends. Do not hold on to what God is trying to move out of your way. Trust Him. He knows what He is doing, and as He removes some people, He will also send new ones. He will connect you with those who will push. You will push you closer to Him. Who will encourage you in your faith? Who will help you step into the destiny He has prepared for you? Another sign that God is moving is that He will challenge your faith like never before. He will ask you to take a step that does not make sense. He will lead you into a place where you have no choice but to trust Him completely. It may be a decision to leave a job, to start a new project, to move to a new place, to step out in a way that feels risky. And in that moment, fear will try to hold you back. Doubt will try to whisper in your ear. But let me tell you something. When God calls you, He will equip you. When He gives you a vision, He will make provision. When He tells you to move, He has already prepared the way. Do not let fear stop you from stepping into what God has for you. Walk by faith, not by sight. Trust Him even when you do not understand, because the greatest blessings are often on the other side. Of obedience, God will also test your patience. Sometimes the blessing is not delayed because God is withholding it. It is delayed because He is making sure you are ready to receive it. Many times we think we are prepared for what we are asking for, but God knows our hearts better than we do. He knows when the timing is right. If you are in a waiting season, do not lose heart. Do not grow weary. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Because when the blessing finally comes, you will see that it was worth it every second of waiting. And when the time is right, when everything is in place, when God has finished His work in you, then suddenly everything will change. Doors that were closed will fly open. Prayers that seemed unanswered will be fulfilled. Opportunities you never expected will come to you. And when it happens, you will look back and realize that every struggle, every delay, was leading you to this very moment. But let me give you a word of caution. When the blessing comes, do not forget the one who gave it to you so often. We cry out to God in the valley, but when we reach the mountaintop, we forget who brought us there. We pray desperately when we are in need. But when the need is met, we drift away. Do not let that be your story. When God blesses you, stay humble. Keep seeking Him. Keep serving Him. Keep giving Him the glory, because the blessing is not just for you. It is for His purpose. It is so that you can be a light in the darkness. It is so that you can be a testimony to others. It is so that you can use what He has given you to build His kingdom. And so, my friends, if you are seeing these signs in your life today, rejoice. You are on the edge of something incredible. You are standing at the threshold of a new season. Do not be afraid. Do not give up. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Because when God moves, He moves in ways beyond what you could ever ask, think, or imagine. Get ready because the blessing is coming. And when it comes, it will leave you in all of the greatness of our God. My friends, when God is about to do something extraordinary in your life, the process may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Too often we focus on the blessing itself, but we fail to see the transformation that takes place in us before the blessing arrives. God does not just want to give you something. He wants to make you into someone. He is shaping you, molding you, refining you, so that when the blessing comes, you will be able to handle it with wisdom, humility, and grace. One of the most important things to understand in this season is that God's ways are not our ways. The way He chooses to prepare, you will often be different from what you expected. There will be times when nothing seems to make sense. Doors that should have opened remain closed, prayers that seem certain to be answered or met with silence, opportunities that once excited you are suddenly removed. And in those moments you will be tempted to think that God has forgotten you, that He has abandoned you. But let me remind you today, God does not forget His children. He does not abandon His promises. He does not start a good work in you, only to leave it unfinished. If He is allowing delays, if He is leading you in unexpected directions, it is because He sees the bigger picture. He knows what you do not know. He sees the future that you cannot see. And what He's doing is always for your good. You see, before God gives you something big, He will teach you dependence. He will bring you to a place where you realize that He alone is your provider, your sustainer, your source. Many times we place our trust in people and jobs and finances and our own abilities, but God will strip away every false security so that you learn to trust in Him alone. He will take you through seasons where all you have is Him, because when you learn that He is enough, you will be ready for what is coming next. God does not want you to depend on temporary things. He wants you to stand on the unshakable foundation, His Word. As you move closer to your breakthrough, you will notice that the enemy will try harder to distract. The attacks will become more personal. The temptations will become stronger. The doubts will become louder. You may begin to question whether you heard God correctly. You may feel overwhelmed by fear. You may even feel the urge to turn back, to settle for less than what God has promised. But hear me today. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to stand firm. This is the time to press in. The enemy always fights hardest, knows that something great is about to be released in your life. He wants to keep you from stepping into your calling. He wants to rob you of your destiny. Do not let him. Resist him with the Word of God. Fill your mind with His promises. Surround yourself with people who will encourage your faith, not feed your fear. Keep moving forward even when it feels hard, even when you cannot see the way, because what is waiting on the other side is greater than anything you could ever imagine. Another thing that happens when God is about to bless you is that He will test your heart. The blessings of God are not just about material things. They are about responsibility, about stewardship, about carrying His purpose. And before He releases the blessing, He will search your heart to see if you are truly ready. Will you still praise Him when the blessing is delayed? Will you still serve Him when things do not go according to your plan? Will you still trust Him when the road is difficult? These are the moments that define your faith. God is looking for people who will remain faithful. Who will? Their eyes on Him. No matter what, who will say, Lord, I trust You even when I don't understand. Because when your heart is right, the blessing will come in a way that will not only change your life, but will also glorify His name as the moment of breakthrough draws near. You will begin to notice a supernatural alignment in your life. Suddenly, things that did not make sense before will begin to come together. The delays that once frustrated you will start to make sense. People you never expected to help you will step in at the right time. Doors that were closed will open effortlessly, and you will realize that it was never about your efforts. It was always about God's perfect plan. This is the moment when you must walk in faith, when you must step boldly into what He has called you to do. Do not hesitate. Do not hold back. When God says move, move. When He says go, go, because His timing is perfect, and His plans for you are good. But let me tell you this, when the blessing finally comes, it will not just be for you. God does not bless us just for our own benefit. He blesses us so that we can be a blessing to others. The favor He places on your life is meant to be shared. The resources he gives you are meant to be used to build his kingdom. The influence he grants you is meant to draw others closer to him. So when the blessing comes, do not hoard it. Do not become prideful. Do not forget where it came from. Use it for his glory. Use it to help those in need. Use it to bring light into the darkness, because the greatest blessing of all is not in receiving. It is in giving, in serving, in being a vessel through which God's love and power can flow. And so, my friends, if you are seeing these signs in your life today, do not be discouraged. Do not give up. Do not let fear stop you. Keep pressing forward. Keep believing. Keep trusting, because God is faithful. His promises never fail, and when he moves in ways that will leave you in awe. Something big is coming. Get ready, stay faithful, and when it comes, give him all the glory, because he alone is worthy. And as you walk this journey, you will begin to notice a shift in your mindset. The things that once worried you will no longer have the same power over you. The fears that once held you back will begin to fade. There will be a deep confidence in your spirit, not because of anything you have done, but because of the assurance that God is with you. You will begin to understand that no matter what happens, his plans for you are good. Even the trials, even the setbacks, even the moments of pain, none of it is wasted. Every step, every experience, every challenge has been preparing you for what is to come. There will also be a newfound strength in. You will look back at the things that once would have made you anxious, and you will realize that they no longer shake you. You will see how God has built resilience in you, how he has strengthened your faith, how he has developed your character. What once would have broken you is now just a testimony of his faithfulness. And this strength is necessary because the greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility. God is not just elevating you. He is entrusting you. He is giving you something that must be handled with wisdom, with humility, and with gratitude. And then just when you least expect it, the breakthrough will come. It may not come in the way you imagine, but it will come in the way that is best for you. It will come at the exact moment God has ordained the waiting, the refining, the testing. It will all make sense in that instant. You will stand in awe of what he has done. You will see how he worked everything together for your good. You will see how every tear, every prayer, every moment of faith has led to this divine fulfillment of his promise. And when it happens, you will know that it was never by your strength, but by his power alone. And so in this moment, before the blessing arrives, stay expectant, stay faithful, keep your eyes on him. Because when God is about to give you something big, he prepares you in ways you cannot always understand. But when it finally comes, you will see that every step of the journey was leading you to something far greater than you ever imagined. Stay ready, stay faithful, and watch as he moves in your life in a way that only he can. My friends, as you stand on the edge of this new season, know that everything you have walked through has been for a purpose. The trials, the waiting, the refining, it has all been leading you to the moment. When God will reveal his promise in your life, do not grow weary. Do not allow fear or doubt to shake you. If you are seeing these signs, take heart, your breakthrough is closer than you think. Stay faithful, stay obedient, and keep your eyes on him. Because when God moves, he moves in ways that will leave you in awe. And when the blessing comes, give him all the glory, for he alone is worthy. Trust him and watch as he unfolds a plan greater than anything you could ever imagine. Ladies, let me tell you something. When a man hurts you, your first instinct might be to react, to confront him, to make him feel the same pain he caused you. But that's what he expects. He expects anger. He expects tears. He expects you to go back and forth with him. You want to confuse him. Don't do what he expects. Do what he never saw coming. You don't react with drama when you don't chase him down for years. That's when he starts thinking, because silence is powerful. It forces a man to sit with his own thoughts. He doesn't get to dismiss you as just another emotional woman when you're not playing into the stereotype. He doesn't get to justify his actions if you don't give him the reaction he was counting on. A lot of men move through life thinking they can hurt a woman and just keep going because they know she'll come back. She'll argue, she'll fight for him. She'll do everything but walk away. But when you don't do that, when you go silent, when you just remove yourself from the situation, he's left alone with the weight of his own actions. That's when the regret starts creeping in. That's when he realizes you're not like the rest. When a man knows he hurts you, but you don't give him the satisfaction of seeing your pain it messes with him, Because men don't process emotions the way women do. A woman will cry it out, talk to her friends, heal and move on. A man will ignore it, distract himself, pretend it doesn't matter. But when you go silent, you take away his ability to move on quickly. You make him question himself, and a man's ego is a fragile thing. When he realizes he no longer has control over your emotions, when he sees that his didn't break you the way he thought they would, that's when he starts feeling the loss. It's not about playing games. It's about protecting your peace. Too many women spend their energy fighting for a man who already showed them he doesn't value them. Stop explaining yourself to someone who wasn't listening in the first place. Stop begging foreclosure from someone who had no problem walking away. You don't need his apology to move on. You don't need his explanation to heal the moment you take back your power and say, I'm not giving you any more of my energy or my tears. That's when you truly start winning. The second way to confuse a man who hurts you is to level up instead of breaking down. He expects you to be sad, to be stuck in the past, to be checking his social media, to be waiting for him to come back. But when you start focusing on yourself, when you start glowing, that's when he really starts noticing a man only values what he thinks he might lose for good. If he thinks you're waiting around, he'll take his time. If he thinks you're suffering without him, he'll feel like he still has a hold on you. But the moment he sees you moving on, improving, becoming stronger, happier, more confident, that's when he starts feeling the weight of his mistake. There's nothing more powerful than a woman who chooses herself. When you start investing in your happiness, when you start looking better, feeling better, living better, it shakes him up. Because now he has to wonder, was he really as important as he thought he was? Did you even need him? The way he assumed you did was losing him. Actually, a loss for you. That uncertainty eats at a man. He wants to believe he was the best thing in your life. And when you show him that your life is even better without him, it makes him question everything. Go to the gym, get a new look, work on your goals, travel, do all the things you might have put on hold while you were with him. Not to make him jealous, not to prove anything to him before yourself. Self, because the best revenge is success when you elevate yourself, when you step into your full potential. When you become the woman you were always meant to be, it doesn't just confuse him. It makes him regret ever letting you go. Now, the third way to truly throw a man off is to show him grace, but never give him the same access again. See, a lot of women think forgiveness means giving someone another chance. It doesn't. Forgiveness is for you. It's about freeing yourself from the anger, the resentment, the pain. It's about saying, I refuse to let what you did control my happiness. But just because you forgive him doesn't mean he gets to come back into your life. Like nothing happened. Men don't learn from words, they learn from consequences. If he disrespected you, if he lied, if he betrayed your trust, and you let him back in the same way, he won't change. He'll just be more careful next time. But when he realizes that his actions had real consequences, that he lost a good woman, that there's no coming back, that's when the lesson sinks in. You don't have to be bitter. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to prove anything. Just remove him from the position he once held in your life. Let him see that he can't treat you any way he wants and still have access to you. Let him see that the door he walked out of is now locked. That's when the regret hits him the hardest. Too many women hold on to men who already show them they're not worth holding on to. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. It's knowing your worth, is refusing to settle for less than you deserve. And when you carry yourself with that kind of confidence, when you walk away with your head held high, when you refuse to let his actions break you, you don't just confuse him, you make him realize exactly what he lost. When a man hurts you, the best way to handle it isn't by crying, begging, or seeking revenge. The real way to confuse him is by focusing on yourself and leveling up instead of breaking down. A man expects you to be heartbroken, stuck in the past, checking his social media and waiting for him to come back. He expects you to be miserable without him, but when you show him that his absence hasn't broken you, that's when he starts paying attention. A man only values what he thinks he might lose for good. If he believes you're waiting around, he'll take his time. If he assumes you're hurting without him, he'll feel like he still has control over you. But when he sees you moving forward, glowing, thriving, that's when he starts realizing what he lost. There's nothing more powerful than a woman who chooses herself. When you start focusing on your happiness, when you begin improving yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, it shakes him up. He starts questioning himself. Was he really as important in your life as he thought? Did you even need him the way he assumed you did? Was losing him actually a loss for you? That kind of uncertainty gets to a man he wants to believe he was the best thing in your life. And when you show him that your life is even better without him, it forces him to see things differently. Instead of sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, get up and do something that makes you better. Work on yourself. Build your confidence and elevate your life. Get in the gym not because you need to impress anyone, but because feeling strong in your body will remind you how powerful you. Upgrade your style not to make him jealous, but because looking good makes you feel good. Chase your goals. Put your energy into something meaningful. Focus on your career, your passions, your dreams. When you do that, you stop being the woman who lost a man and start being the woman he lost. Men always think they're irreplaceable until they see you doing just fine without them. That's when they start paying attention. The moment you stop seeking validation from him, the moment you shift your focus to building yourself up, he starts wandering. He starts questioning whether he made the right decision. That's when the regret sets in, not when you cry, not when you beg, not when you try to get his attention, but when you move on like he never existed. Your energy is powerful when you redirect it from heartbreak to self-improvement. You become unstoppable. People notice your confidence grows, your aura shifts. You start attracting better things because you're no longer vibrating at a level of pain and desperation. That's the real glow up. And when he sees that, when he notices you're no longer the same woman he thought he could hurt and walk away from, it hits him differently. Too many women waste time trying to prove their worth to a man who didn't appreciate them in the first place. Stop proving. Stop explaining. Stop waiting. The best revenge is showing him that he was just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. When a man sees you thriving, when he realizes that his presence wasn't as important as he thought, that's when he starts feeling the loss. It's not about making him jealous or proving a point. It's about choosing yourself every single day. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to let heartbreak define you. The moment you shift your focus from him to yourself, you win. Because at the end of the day, the real lesson isn't about confusing him. It's about elevating yourself to a place where his actions no longer affect you. That's the real power. When a man hurts you, the natural reaction is to feel pain, anger, and even the urge to get back at him. But the smartest thing you can do is to handle it with grace while never giving him the same access to you again. Forgiveness isn't about letting him off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. When you hold on to anger, you're still giving him control over your emotions. You're still allowing him to have space in your mind and heart. But when you forgive, not for his sake, but for your own, you take back your power. Men don't learn from words. They learn from consequences. You can talk, explain, and tell him how much he hurt you. But if there's no real consequence, he won't fully understand the damage he caused if he disrespected you, lied to you, or took you for granted, and you allow him to come back like nothing happened. He won't change. He'll just be more careful next time. But when you remove yourself, when he realizes that he lost something good and there's no way to get it back, that's when the lesson sinks in. Walking away doesn't mean you have to be cold or bitter. You don't need to send long messages telling him what he did wrong. You don't need to prove anything to him. You don't need to argue or convince him to understand your worth. Just be done. Let your silence and absence do all the talking. He will feel it. He will notice, because a man only truly realizes what he had when it's no longer available to him, when he tries to come back, and he will, because most men do when they see you moving on. Don't let them back in like nothing happened. That's the mistake too many women make. He says, sorry, and suddenly he has access again. He sends a message and suddenly he's back in your life. If you allow that you're teaching him that he can hurt you, disappear and return whenever is convenient for him. And if he knows he can always come back, he'll never truly value you. The way he should, the real way to make a man understand your worth is to remove the privilege of having you. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of self. You can forgive him in your heart. You can wish him well. But that doesn't mean he gets to walk back into your life. That doesn't mean he gets the same version of you. He once had some doors, once closed, should remain locked. Men respect what they can't have. If he knows he lost you, good. If he understands that his actions had real consequences, That's when he will truly feel it. And if he really cares, if he truly regrets what he did, he will change not to win you back, but because he realizes he has to be better. And if he doesn't, then you know you made the right decision by walking away. Either way, you win too many women. Hold on to men who already showed them they're not worth holding on to. Letting go wizard weakness is strength, is knowing your value and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Is making peace with the past while building a better future. And when you do that, when you carry yourself with that kind of confidence and self-respect, you don't just confuse him, you make him realize exactly what he lost. When a man hurts you, the most powerful thing you can do is to show him grace while never giving him the same access to you again. Forgiveness is not about excusing his behavior or letting him back into your life. It's about setting yourself free from the weight of anger and resentment. Holding on to pain doesn't hurt him. It only keeps you stuck in a place where you don't belong. When you forgive, you take back control over your emotions and allow yourself to move forward without bitterness. Men don't learn from words, they learn from consequences. You can explain, you can argue, you can cry and tell them exactly how much he hurt you. But if nothing changes, he won't fully understand the impact of his actions. If you allow him back too easily, if you accept half-hearted apologies and broken promises, he will continue to treat you the same way. People only value what they know they can lose. And if he never truly loses you, he'll never fully appreciate you. Walking away doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to beg foreclosure or prove a point. Just be done. Let your silence speak for itself. A man expects you to react emotionally, to fight for him, to keep the door open just in case he decides to walk back in. But when you remove yourself completely, when you show him that you refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve, that's when he will start to feel the loss when he tries to come back. And most men do when they realize they no longer have access to you. You have a choice. You can go back to the same cycle, or you can show him that his actions had real consequences. Letting someone back in too easily teaches them that they can hurt you, disappear, and return whenever is convenient for them. If he knows he can always come back, he will never take you seriously. But when he sees that the door is closed for good, that's when reality hits him. A man respects what he can't have. If he truly regrets what he did, he will change. Not because he wants to win you back, but because he realizes he has to be better. And if he doesn't change, if he moves on without any real reflection, then you know you made the right decision by walking away. Either way, you win letting go. Is it weakness? It's a sign of strength, self-respect, and knowing your worth. Some people don't deserve second chances. Some lessons have to be learned the hard way. And when you choose yourself, when you move forward with confidence, you don't just confuse him. You show him exactly what he lost.